What if Napoleon Bonaparte came back from death? What would he do as a zombie? You will get your answer in this year's Halloween special. Towards the end of the year 2024, a band of scientists break into the Les Invalides, where Napoleon Bonaparte is buried. They have a special substance with them, which they created, and which should be able to bring people back to life. It takes them 3 hours to break into Napoleon's tomb. They then inject the substance into his body and flee. Next day, really scary sounds came from the tomb. When the tomb exploded and Napoleon came back, his skin was pallid, and he immediately began to speak. His speech was so good that everyone in the Les Invalides decided that they want to be with the emperor, and they were willingly infected by him. His army began to grow. It took him only a few hours to take absolute control of Paris. The French government fled. Napoleon manages to discover the scientists, which made him alive again, and thanks to them, he revives his marshals and his Grande Armée. After a few days, France is again under his control. Every European army is now mobilized, and yet another coalition is formed against Napoleon. But the enemy's propaganda describes him as a small zombie alone. But this is untrue. His height is average for the time. He then launches expeditions into the Rhineland, capturing every land behind the Rhine and taking Germany's industrial zones. His marshals then go to every direction, successfully taking Italy but struggling in Spain. The humans are hiding there. He then wants to go take Britain, but there is still that water, which he is unable to cross, so he aims his anger against the rest of Europe, taking it easily and then slowly pushing to Russia. After the fall of Moscow, he visits the city to remember the good old times, when he was the master of Europe, and now he is master of Europe once again. While his armies of death expand through Asia and Africa, his eyes are centered on that cursed island of Britain. He would take all the possible navies which he could get, and he would manage to successfully land, and this time he would destroy the Brits, so they could not disrupt him again. The navy would be then used to take off the United States, which would be successful. Now Napoleon is the lord of the planet Earth. But what is there outside in the space? There are billions of planets. There are billions of alien species which could be conquered. These were Zombie-Leon's thoughts at the moment. The work have not ended. It has just begun.